Hi everyone! Happy New Year and welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to be back, so excited for a new year. I have a channel update uploading to the YouTube channel now, so you guys can understand what is to come, how things might look a bit different in the new year, especially when it comes to personal readings. I'm pulling back from personal readings. I am upping my level of content and products I'm creating this year. So not much is going to change if you just follow my YouTube channel. I'll still be doing collective readings. If you follow Patreon, I'll be doing readings, picking up on readings there again, especially pick-up piles and extended exclusive readings. But we also have a tier 2 now, which is going to be light language transmissions, the spiritual book club called Beyond the Page, which I'm very excited to announce and launch. And we'll also have some other features for light workers over on the Patreon. So you can check all that out in the description box below or on my website or on my other social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you're following me along so you know everything that is to come. But that video that explains the products that I have in my Etsy store, what's to come, the content that I'm creating for the new year, as well as a general schedule will be going up shortly, so make sure you check that out. We're not going to have a daily today. I'm a little bit behind schedule right now. That is just par for the course this year. Every time I tried to plan something, it kind of got derailed, and I just have to learn to adapt and be flexible because we're living in the now moment. And even though we have goals and plans, we really do have to listen to our bodies, listen to our intuition, listen to where we're being led. At every stage on this ascension journey, it's all about surrender, and that is really, especially as we're ramping up in energy leading into this new year, that's what it's all about. So I didn't want to do so much of a daily today. I wanted to really talk about the energies that we've had from the new year and what is to come. So the video that's uploading now is what's to come personally on the channel, but this is for the collective. So last year, it was very interesting. Last year we had this card. This was the Judgment card, the 20 card. It was 2020. It was what I like to, this card to refer to this as is like a call to arms. This is a revelation card, an awakening card, a call to rise into your higher level of being. For many, 2020 on the global perspective, from the global arena, was an awakening. Not everybody is aware that they're awakening. Not everybody is aware that they are moving through ascension. But globally, collectively, for the greater collective, it was an ascension, a launch, a catalyst for their ascension path, for their own soul's evolution and growth. For us who have been on this path for a while, it was a leveling up, a call to rise, a call to step into mission, a call to really continue to do the inner work so that you can be a guide for others. This is you being called to rise so that you can be that way shower, so that you can pave the path, so that you can guide others along. 2021 is the world. It is not just the end of one phase or cycle or journey, it's the start of another. There's this completion energy that's been coming in. We've been talking about this in the Sacred Union and Ascension updates, even the daily energy draws, for the past several weeks, even the past several months, where it really felt like we were in preparation mode. And that's what a lot of the healing and the clearing, getting rid of all that soul sludge, recognizing our triggers, moving into higher levels of awareness and consciousness. That's what it was all about. It was all about preparation for this next phase, for this next cycle, and that's what this is. And what we've been channeling is that the next phase is embodiment. The next phase is integration, really anchoring that in for those of us who have been along this journey for a while. We're really learning how to embody that higher level of consciousness. And I want to refer to you guys to the past few Ascension updates, the past few Sacred Union energy updates, and the past few weeks of daily energy draws, because this has been coming forth as that energy through those messages, through those channelings. It's very supportive energy, but it's very, it's I don't want to say forceful because it's not that, but it's almost like now's the time to take action. No more sitting back on your laurels. No more procrastinating. No more holding off. It's now time to take action. The time is now. The word is go. And so that's what 2021 is all about. We are moving from an old phase of ourselves, of our life, of our journey, and into the next. And that is all about momentum. That is all about action. That is all about forward movement. And it's all about now embodying the higher consciousness. As we had channeled before, you can no longer just talk the talk. Now it is the time to walk the walk. And the universe is supporting this, but not just supporting this, they are pushing us towards this. So there's no more just sitting back and saying, I'm just going to talk the talk. Now it's time to embody this. Now it's time to be aware of your reactions, be aware of your triggers, be aware of your patterns, and anything that is not in alignment with who you want to be or that higher consciousness, it's now time to shift that. That is what this energy is all about going into 2021. So the new year might have been a little bit heavy because this is part of a process. It's not like, oh, it's a new year and everything changes. It's all part of a process. It's all transition. It's all transformation. And so some of the energy from last year is still kind of trickling into this year. That's just natural. But you might have been purging, completing that cycle, completing any karmic energy, clearing out more soul sludge. You might have felt a physical purge within your body. I'm not going to say more about that. You know what that's like. An emotional purge. There might have been anger coming up to the surface. There might have been grief. There might have been old memories coming back, old thought patterns coming back. But you're different. That's the difference. You're different now. And so you notice it in a different way. You cope with it or handle it in a different way. Now you're taking responsibility for yourself. You're taking accountability for your actions and your behaviors. You're reacting differently or not at all. It's like the energy is becoming more neutral. It's not phasing you like it once did. And even when you're going through this healing work, even when you're clearing out that energy, the purging, it feels a little bit different. You feel more at peace at the core of yourself. So even if your mind and your ego is a little bit overactive with old thoughts and patterns, inside you feel at peace because you're aware that you're just moving through it. You're not attaching, you're not creating stories around it, you're not spiraling through it. You're allowing yourself to feel, you're allowing yourself to observe those thoughts and let them go. And that's what's different. We're not meant to just completely disregard everything we think and everything that we feel because we are humans. And that's part of what we're learning as well. We are learning how to embody the spiritual aspect of ourselves within this human experience. That's what higher dimensional consciousness is all about. We're still in this physical experience, but dimensions are shifts in consciousness. It's shifts in perspectives, shifts in awareness, shifts in how you are in methods of being. And so we're bringing that template down to the physical experience, and that's part of the transformation. And I had channeled a message just the other day. It was a phrase. They said, our greatest challenge is life itself. It's a bold statement, but true. Humanity, the humanness of us, that is the greatest challenge that we could face because it's easy to be on a mountaintop and meditating. It's easy to feel the oneness around us when we're not around other people. But especially around the holidays when we're with family or old friends or people who knew older versions of us, that can be triggering because it's almost like we have ascended, but there are other vibrations that are around us that might still be in that old energy that might be trying to draw us back. But we can't because that's part of evolution. Evolution is forward. We cannot, there's no de-evolution here. Ascension is constantly moving within, constantly moving up that ladder, so to speak. Constantly expanding oneself, constantly evolving oneself, constantly growing. And so the challenge might be, okay, how do I embody my spiritual nature, recognizing my gifts, recognizing my abilities, recognizing my connection and oneness to all when I'm facing these challenges of being human? But that's the gift that Ascension gives us. It enables us to be more human, enables us to embrace our humanity even more, but within that spiritual context, within that context of understanding how connected we are, understanding how interwoven all the threads are, understanding that higher perspective, having that higher level of awareness. That's the gift. And so when we bring that template down to our physical experience, we experience our humanness in a different manner. from a higher level, from a higher perspective, and that brings in more abundance into our physical experience. It brings in more joy. It brings in more harmonious relationships. That's the gift of ascension. And so we might be going through some purging. There might have been some dynamics that triggered us or situations that triggered us along the holidays. But that's because some of the energy was still clearing, and because we're still clearing some of that within ourselves, understanding that about ourselves. So the best thing that we could possibly do for ourselves is to have patience, because this is all a process. And it's very easy to want to get to the end, but there is no end, because this is a journey without a destination. The journey itself is the gift. The journey itself is the goal. And I know it hasn't always felt like a gift. It has felt very challenging. It has felt like a wild and crazy ride. But take a moment and reflect on where you were a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, and see where you are now. Be proud of all that you have undergone. Be proud of all that you have transformed, how you have evolved, and be proud of the love that you have within yourself and how you're now embodying that, exuding that in everyday life, because that is higher dimensional consciousness within this physical experience, this human experience. And it is challenging to be part of this human experience. But again, that's part of the gift. It's part of the gift of higher consciousness to have a much more warm and loving human experience where we are thriving and not just surviving, not just getting through the days. And as soon as we shift our mindsets around that, as soon as we look towards abundance versus lack, as soon as we look towards love versus, indifference, as soon as we change our mindsets, everything shifts. So that's what this year is about. That's what this journey has been about. That is what the transition of this energy is. You might be going through some purging, but be kind to yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Be very, very patient with yourself. Take this time to listen to what your body needs. Listen to what your intuition is telling you, where you're being led. Listen to the call of your body. What is it that you need? Do you need rest? Do you need water? Do you need to go, out in nature to ground yourself? Do you need to kind of hermit yourself away? Trust in that and let that lead you, because you are being guided to the next level of your journey. And from here on out, it's going to be action. It's going to be forward momentum. It's going to be movement. And that's what all of your healing work has been done. It has been for this, because you're stepping into your light. You're stepping into more of the core essence of yourself. You're stepping into your mission and your service to humanity. And however you express that, whatever job or vocation or career or hobby you use to express that, that is what this is about. This is all about you. This is all about you shining your light, and that light being a guide for others to uplift all of humanity. But you do that through embodying yourself, and that light, that embodiment, that love that you exude then has a ripple effect. Your high vibration, your higher level of consciousness then has a ripple effect. And don't ever discount what one light can do. Don't ever discount what you can do. This is why you're here. You do have a purpose. You do have a purpose, and it is this. So that's what this is all about. Completing one phase, beginning another. You were called to rise into a new level of yourself throughout the last year, and now you're going to be putting that into action, putting that into embodiment, anchoring that in so you can help in service to all. All right, you guys. We'll be back tomorrow with the regular daily energy draws. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light, and we'll see you soon. Bye.